free vouchers.
Hello and a very warm welcome. Thanks for tuning into News 9 Live. I'm Kabir Naqvi and you're watching this special broadcast, this special show on Manipur, ladies and gentlemen. Why we're talking about Manipur is because the ancestral home of the BJP spokesperson, Lamjathang Haokip, has been targeted once again in Churachandpur district on the 31st of August. Now, according to sources, unidentified miscreants attacked Haokip's ancestral residence in a Pineal village in Churachandpur. Now, this latest assault, it follows a similar incident just last Sunday where over 24 people vandalized the house, fired shots in the air and set 2 rooms on fire. Fortunately, no one was injured. And this is not the first time Michael Haokip's property has been attacked. An earlier incident in May 2023 also caused significant damage. Now, the house, currently occupied by Haokip's parents in Churachandpur, was partially torched in this recent attack. Thankfully, yet again, no injuries have been reported, fortunately. Michael Haokip was not present during the incident at that residence. And Manipur Chief Minister Biren Singh, well, he's come out and strongly condemned these attacks as well. And these incidents, they occur in the backdrop of 3 MLAs clarifying that they want their tribes to be recognized by their correct and original names instead of being associated solely with the umbrella term of Kuki-Zo. Now, Michael Haokip has been actively raising awareness about his tribe, the Thadou tribe, which he asserts is being inaccurately classified as Kuki tribe amid the ongoing ethnic tensions in Manipur. Earlier on our show, ladies and gentlemen, on News 9 Live, Mr. Haokip emphasized that the Thadou tribe is being inaccurately labeled as the Kuki tribe. Of course, panelists that are soon going to be with us. Before that, let's listen in to what Michael Haokip exactly had to say on News 9 Live when he exclusively spoke to our show On Point.
In Manipur, we have 29 original recognized tribes as per the 1956 modification order, which was based on the state's reorganization based on linguistics. So when you look into the distinctiveness of the people, the Thadous are distinctively and independently classified in the tribe modification order of 1956. And since then, Thadous becomes distinctive in the Indian constitution. Prior to that, also before India got independence and India got her constitution, Thadous are also known as Thadous distinctively. Kuki supremacy has been prevailing for the past so many years. Like, for instance, if you look back the history of tribes classification in India, in 1951, when India got her independence, the tribes of Manipur was classified into 3. That was broadly and loosely classified, Kuki, Naga, and Lusai. So, but based on the Backward Class Commission and the state government recommendation, and based on the linguistic and cultural distinctiveness, Thadou was independently identified among the 29 recognized tribes. So Thadou has been pushing its own preservation and promotion of its culture.
All right then, joining us on the broadcast is the man himself, T. Michael Lamjathang Haokip, spokesperson for the Bharatiya Janata Party in Manipur. Always a pleasure to have you on air with us, sir. And also with us is Deputy Managing Editor, News 9 Live, Karthikeya Sharma. Now, Karthikeya and Mr. Haokip, to the gentlemen, both of you on the broadcast at this point in time. This is the 3rd attack that has happened, the 2nd one in quick succession. I'm trying to understand, how do we set the ball rolling here? What's the right way to get this discussion forward? Because do we have the wherewithal, Karthikeya, at this point in time, to well assess and connect the dots in retrospect as to what's really happening in Manipur at this point in time?
Thank you so much, Kabir. Thank you so much for, very in a lucid way introducing Michael Haokip. And Michael, thank you so much for joining me today. But first of all, I'm very sorry to know that your ancestral house has been, and I'm really sorry to know that, first your house was burned, then your ancestral house was burned, and your property was destroyed. And I think 31st was the day when all rallies were being organized by the other side. Can you just, first of all, I'm very sorry to know about what has happened with your house. And what I want to know is what exactly happened from you.
Kartike, 31st August marks a very significant and important event for the tribal people in Manipur because on 2015, 31st August was the day when the three bills was passed in Manipur, and then the tribals in Manipur, especially the southern part of Manipur, are agitating. The agitators in the southern part of Manipur, Churachandpur district, became violent, and 9 persons have lost their life, and their dead bodies was not buried for 2 years. And then this time too, and that 31st August has been always marked as a tribal unity day. And one significant point was on 2016 when tribal unity day was observed in the in Churachandpur town in YPA hall. Some people of the tribals, the Kuki groups, are not a part of that. That was spearheaded by the Zomi. This time, they are also looking for a unity, tribal unity. Unfortunately, the Zomi and the Kukis rift has come up, and Kukis are organizing the rally separately, and the Zomis are organizing their sit-in protest separately. So it seems like the unity of the tribals seems to be missing. So unfortunately, because of the separation of the Zomis and the Kukis, what happened is like the Kukis have to change their schedule from the earlier schedule from public ground to peace ground was changed from Leisang Anglo Kuki War Centenary Welcome Post to peace ground. So that becomes like my house was situated between peace ground and the ending point of the rally and the starting point of the rally, that is Anglo Kuki War Centenary Welcome Post that lies in the along the highway. So my house was in the middle part. So by around 12:20, 12:30 like that, I got a call from my families that house has been attacked again at broad daylight. So there was only 8 police personnel for the house guard, and those people were threatened by heavily armed militants, and then back up by the protesters. Who came in, and then the police were also unable to control. And after almost an hour that the police team have arrived, and then the CRPF and the Assam Rifle have arrived, and then this is the third attempt. Like my parents were feeling like they might have, there wouldn't be any much happening. People must have understood by now that few frustrated or angers or those who didn't understand my any kind of action with collaborating my action with my parents would have understood by now. This is a kind of showing their frustration that they don't expect that will happen in the broad daylight. That was quite unfortunate. So since this involved a highly militarized kind of thing, I am totally upset to the DGP of Manipur and the security advisor for being so heartless that I have as at all parents, they have not been taken care by the government properly despite repeated attempts, threats given by those ultra cookie supremacist and extremist groups who have been backed up by the mobs. This is totally highly irresponsible on the part of the law enforcement agencies that they could not control the violence.
Whose responsibility is to secure the houses of those who speak for the territorial integrity of Manipur? It's obviously the police. It's the responsibility of the police to am I audible to you, Michael?
You are not audible.
Am I audible to you, Michael?
I cannot hear. You're not audible.
Am I audible to you now, Michael? Is my voice reaching there? Is my voice reaching you?
Hello, Kartikeya, I cannot hear you.
Okay. But Kabir will tell you my question. You see, basically my Kabir, the question which I want to ask Michael is, it is the responsibility of the police. I'm surprised that despite the fact that there was so much of mobilization on ground, Kabir, and despite the fact that, it was a protest, and you knew that, this is BJP spokesperson's house and they are taking a position publicly saying that there should not be any division of the state of Manipur. Obviously, these places should have been protected. So I want to know from Michael. Michael says he's upset, but do you think that, how does he see it? Like a lapse? Like a lapse?
Certainly. Mr. Haokip, Karthikeya here essentially is trying to put forth this question of how it is essentially the integrity of the police to make sure that these areas that are speaking for safeguarding the territorial integrity of Manipur, just like your own house, a BJP spokesperson's house, they need to be safeguarded. Was there a major lapse? Because we already saw the massive amounts of protests and rallies that were taken out. I mean, it goes without saying that somebody like BJP's spokesperson, somebody who's speaking for the territorial integrity of Manipur, it should have been safeguarded. Were there clear lapses on the ground? Why did it unfold in the manner that it did?
This is totally first on the part there. Manipur is a multi-ethnic society with lots of issues. Broadly, four communities demanding, conflicting communities demanding, competing demands, coming up with a competing demands. So to have a kind of political solution is not an easy thing. The government have to devise a formula to bring a solution to put insurgency into an end. So regarding that, since 3-4 communities are demanding a competing, having a conflicting demand with competing kind of things, so it's very difficult. But you cannot wait for that to wait for the solution and then violence to continue. So the public has suffered a lot. After assessing all these things, the Thadou community international have come up with a strong advocacy of peace, that peace have to reign in, and then the mutual coexistence has to come in. This is the belief of the Thadou community international. And as a leader of the Thadou community and being a spokesperson of the Manipur BJP, so we have come up with such type of thing. My point out here is I have come up with a strong conviction that peace have to reign in immediately. So there is no point of blaming each other. The blame game has to stop, and civil societies have to control all the social media warmongers, and then nobody have to take sides. Everybody should come together and then restore back normalcy apart from the political kind of things. This is what the Thadou Community International stands for, and Meitei mistakenly identifying Thadou people as Kuki is a blunder. This is the observation made by the Thadou communities over here. Despite the symptoms given by this thing, the threat given to us by the Kuki community. So we have given repeated reminder to the police department and to the SP a day before the incident happened. My father personally requested the SP of Churachandpur district in the evening to provide a special security, because those protesters may turn violent by seeing our house, because it lies in the middle of the road. So that was the request given to SP by my father and my village authority, but they would not be able to safeguard. So over here, so all these heavily armed militants people, Kuki militants people, from where do they come in? This area plays a very important role now. Because let me put
Michael, am I audible to you?
Karthikeya, I'll put in this way, because without knowing the geography, it becomes important. So I'll put in just 2 minutes. I'll just finish up.
Michael, I have a question. Michael, before you get into that, my question to you is, and this is something which people would like to know. You can't blame the entire community. It is unethical. It is wrong. No community can be other than blame game. But do you think that the top Kuki leadership has taken a very hardline position, which may not be taken by a normal people in villages? You see, my question to you is, do you think that they have taken a very hardline position? You use the word often supremacist. I'm saying that they have taken a very hardline position. Why has that happened? I'm sure it is not the position of every Kuki community or every person belonging to the Kuki community.
So at this point of time, each and every society has been represented by some groups or other groups. Suppose, for instance, in Kangpo P, the Kukis are taken care by KOTU, Committee on Tribal Unity, and some groups. And in Chandel, the Kukis are taken care by Kuki in P Chandel. In Tengnopal, it is taken care by Kuki in P Tengnopal. In the case of Ziribam, it is taken care by some Zoin group, and in the case of Ferzol, it's taken by ITEC. So over here in Churachandpur, they have ITLF, and then this ITLF is not supported by the Zomi Council. Now, if you look into the composition, so who actually is controlling the public, who actually is leading the public, this plays a very important role. So protesters didn't turn violent in Kangpo P side or in some other place. Now, even like I said before, the Kukis and Zomis are segregated. Separately, they are doing the protest. So I situated in a village called Penel, which is, I am the original settler. We are the son of the soil. And because of urbanization, my village areas has been expanded with lots of new village that is visible in the map also. We have been living for last 60, 70 years. But you see the urbanization starts from 2010 and till that. So the rapid growth in rapid urbanization also makes the government feels like there is an illegal influx coming in there. If you see the situation, location, so my village and its surroundings are all becoming a new structure has been established. So what I want to say is like the Kuki groups in Churachandpur, I situated in a heartland of the Kukis group. In these Kuki groups are all controlled by the SOO groups. Suppose in the case of Kangpo P, the KNF represented by UPF spokesperson Aaron is there, and in the case of Chandel and Tengnopal, the UPF group UKLF supported by the SOO militants joined by the Joshua Thadou. All these people are there, and in the case of the Zomi group, the Kethios Zomi who is handling the ZRA affairs, and likewise I situated in a area of dominance situated by the PNO group.
Michael,
yeah, represented by this thing. So this is the place where they reign in. So it's an every, yeah, for time being.
I think, perfectly all right for you to put it like that. But, if there's a mighty leadership, you have a lot of MLAs, MPs, they articulate the position. From the Kuki-Zo point of view, you have a lot of CSOs which are active. Their MLAs are not there at the forefront, talking about it.
True.
Just sociologically, why has that happened, I mean to say, one part in the valley, you have elected leaders, part of an organized group coming out, BJP, Congress, other people. But when these tribal rallies are taking place, you don't have people from for say someone belonging to the Congress party or someone belonging to the BJP or someone belonging to any national outfit speaking. That leadership connect with the national mainstream is lacking. Why has that happened in last 1.5 years?
Kartike, I'm not able to understand you. The full kind of your voice was breaking. I cannot. Can you please repeat the question?
Kabir, you heard me? Okay, wait a minute. Kabir, you heard me?
And sort of relay that question to you. Kartike essentially is asking about the leadership connect or a lack thereof, of this leadership connect with the national political sphere. How would you look at that? How would you like to throw some light on that?
National leadership means like I didn't get the point properly.
For example, Michael. A lot of Meiteis are represented by national leaders. A lot of Meiteis are represented by people like you. A lot of Meiteis are represented by Congress Party and BJP. I find as a journalist, absence of Kuki leaders coming on show who are former MLAs, or associated with larger national parties. Their representation is coming from NGOs, spokesperson, self-appointed advocates. Why is this? Why is this difference?
So, Kartike, that's the responsibility of the Kuki leaders. Since we are not into the Kuki organization, I cannot speak much about the interests of the Kukis. But for that matter, we don't foresee anything coming up good in the future. So, for that matter, since Thadou has been suppressed for quite so long, these are all historical suppression has been there. So, we feel like 15 months have passed. So what is the fate of the Thadou people? We are caught in the middle, and then we have to raise our voice. And this whoever subscribes to Kuki ideology, let them pursue their ideology. And but for Thadou to let us come up. But since I have a kind of association and affiliation with the BJP, so I have been entrusted by the Thadou Community International to speak on behalf of the Thadou people. So regarding the Kuki leadership, I think they have to communicate to the government as well as to the medias that these are the steps, the demand which they have placed, and these are the roadmap which they have placed. Since they cannot come up with proper guidelines, and since Thadou are suffering a lot, we have come up with our own stances, like there should be a kind of a prototype or a modalities like which we have set up in Jiribam that should have been replicated in Imphal for the restoration of Thadou people, and Thadou wants our dignity back.
Michael, you use the word.
This is the reason why you have come up. At this point of time,
Michael, you spoke about Jiribam. Has the situation come to normal in Jiribam, or it continues to be? Lot of soldiers were attacked, police officers were attacked in Jiribam by armed miscreants.
So in the geography of Jiribam is very simple. Like there are two Kuki villages who are opposed to peace. This Kuki village lies in a very strategic location. Their household is about combined together 40 to 50 approx. So in these Kuki villages are creating problem. So for that matter, they cannot come up with a kind of peace process, the modalities. And during the process, the Mar leaders, the Mar and Pui leaders from Churachandpur have issued a diktat to the Mars of Jiribam, and they even were forced to dissolve the bodies. So that has hampered the peace process. In fact, since this is a communal crisis, so the support of the community is very much required on the ground. So the ground people on the ground, their local level understanding has to be strengthened. So for this matter, Thadou feels like Thadou Community International, Thadou Student Association have to intervene and then give the support of the local Thadou peoples in this peace process, because the peace process which they have signed, the peace initiative which they have done in last May was broken. This broken relationship has to mandate with the knowledge of the community leaders at the international and the state level. This is the idea of the Thadou people. In fact, the Mar bodies has been dissolved, and on the other hand, the Kuki sides are hell-bent against the peace process. This is the situation in Jiribam now. So I think in the next couple of weeks, talks will start again, and without the involvement of the military or the security forces, people from the local can come to an understanding with setting up a prototype or a modalities so that they can understand each other. This is what we are looking for in Jiribam.
Michael, can smaller communities come together from various parts of Manipur to at least, if the big community is not coming to terms with the new reality, can smaller communities build a chorus for some sort of a peace process whereby roads can be opened, people can go back to their houses, a sense of ordinariness can come into existence for a normal life, Michael?
This is a very good point. Say suppose for the Thadous, there are people who subscribe Kuki ideology. They will never compromise with Kuki nationalism. This is what Thadou's people are having the challenges. In the case of Mar
Why
people,
do you use, Haokip, Michael, why do you use the word nationalism? Why do you say Kuki nationalism?
Because they believe in that nationalism. Kuki is a nation. Kuki is a nation theory. Those who believe in Kuki nation theory, that's prevailing. That is there. The theory is there. So those who subscribe to that are whom we call Kuki supremacists. So my point here is like in the case of Jiribam, the Mars were together. Fairzol district Mars were united.
But a lot of people, Michael, lot of people, but a lot of people also believe, Michael, that, Kuki is a community within India. They don't have greater Kuki land sort of fascination. They don't have. I've spoken to a lot of people.
Yeah. So in true sense, who are Kukis in Manipur? That's another thing. I would like to focus on Jiribam part or smaller communities coming together for a peace pact.
Yes.
Suppose
that's a good idea.
In Jiribam, what happened? The Mars have come, Mar students have come up jointly with Thadou, Mizo, and Paite, and they have come to an understanding with the locals of the Jiribam people. But on the other hand, Kukis group are hell-bent against the peace. Now, so what happened? The Kukis have influenced the Mar General Headquarters. Their apex body were forced to, issue a diktat dissolving the groups in Jiribam. And my point here is like, so these headquarters are situated in Churachandpur district. So if at all Churachandpur is commanding Jiribam or More or Chandel or Kampopi, then what will be the fate of those people? Are Churachandpur people going to give shelter, food, or everything, accommodation if these people from Jiribam flee to Churachandpur? That's not the case. So I feel like this local level has to be strengthened by the communities. So we need community backings. For now, it is only the Thadou communities who back the local level understanding. So local level understanding.
Michael, there's a saying in Hindi. And I believe in it, and that saying is "Boond boond se ghada bharta hai." With every drop counts when it comes to a pot. So I first of all, I have to say I'm really sorry that I've come to know that your house was burned. So my sympathies with you. I mean to say it should have been protected. It should have been. It should have had security. But then I think. My takeaway from the conversation with you is it's a damn good effort to bring smaller communities. Whoever wants to be on the peace boat should be allowed. And I think the job of the state should be to protect all the communities who want to be on the peace boat, and those communities should be counted for. Those who want to be part of the peace boat, and they should be protected. And those who don't want to be the part of peace boat, they should be pointed out. And there should be a counter persuasion to break the leaders who are hard, to break the leaders who are taking an anti-India stand from those who want to come back to normal public life. Because I think this count of grievance must come to an end. Political protest within the legitimate framework is perfect. There is we're a democratic country. Everyone can protest. But I would say that people who want to be part of the peace boat must be protected, must be counted for. And those who don't, then the administration must differentiate between the leaders who don't want to be the part of it and people who want to be part of it. I think that's the only way forward. Because ultimately, to say that we will not participate in the peace cannot be an answer. The peace has to return to Manipur in a way which is organic in nature, not a peace which runs from the barrel of the gun. I think a peace which comes out from the heart. It's a long way, requires a multi-party process. I think that too is also the responsibility, I would say, of the government to ensure other political parties are on the same page.
In the heart of New York, an Indian spectacle unfolds. Step into the world of the elite saga, featuring influential Indians who've rocked the globe. From culinary geniuses.
This has been nothing less than a dream.
to the wisdom of sages.
And which is why success can never be